What's up, Rise of Kingdoms? It's Bye here again. Do you recognize this civilization here without checking my profile? Yes, I will switch back to Rome. So today's video, I will explain to you guys why I decided to go back to Rome. So I was using Ottoman Empire in this KvK, and it's clear it didn't work out very well for me, and that's the reason why I changed back to Rome. But in today's video, I will explain to you guys why I picked Rome. That is one, and maybe a short review on Ottoman Empire, a civilization for infantry focused player, right? And I hope these videos can help you guys decide on whether or not you want to go to Ottoman Empire or not as an infantry player. Okay, so first thing first, why did I decide to pick Rome? Okay, let's go back here. So like when I decided to go back to be an infantry focused player, I was considering between Rome and Viking, right? So for me, Rome gave that 5% defense increase and troop march speed bonus 5%, food gathering speed 10% here. When you compare Viking gave infantry attack 5%, counter attack damage 3%, and troop load by 10%, right? In my opinion, right, and based on my experience as well, the 5% defense works slightly better in a big murder boss situation. It can help reduce the damage, skill damage you take. The march speed bonus 5% is very good, either for chasing down the enemy or in Ark of Osiris, you want to get to the place you want to be faster, right? So I think one of the requirement for a lot of like competitive Ark of Osiris team is that you need to have a fast march, which is 5% march speed increase. A Viking, right, 5% attack increase. Many people don't prefer to have more attack on their commander pair. The 3% counter attack damage increase can work very well if you play very aggressively and you gang swarm a lot. If you kind of like play a little bit more conservative, you always stay back behind the line and you most of the time you're swarming on the enemy instead, then the 3% counter attack damage doesn't work very well, like if you don't play very aggressively. The other thing is that, so I would say for me, the civilization buff right now, for me, Rome is slightly better if you are kind of like an Ark of Osiris focused player, and if you don't play very aggressively, right? A Viking is more for like someone who play very aggressive, that can take advantages of that 3% counter attack damage increase. So that is one. The second thing is the base stat, right? When you switching from Ottoman Empire to Viking, you gain 10 more defense, right? It's the base stat only. You gain 10 defense base stat. Compare when you switch from Ottoman Empire to Viking, you gain 5 defense and 5 health. Okay. So when you're looking at the switch here, you might think, oh, this is just a small little change here, right? Only 10 more defense compared to Ottoman Empire. But you're wrong, okay? You are so wrong if you think that 10 additional defense here doesn't 10 defense, right? Here doesn't mean anything, right? So let me take you back to the game here, and I'll explain to you, okay? So when you're looking at the stat for the infantry, okay, look at this one right here. Defense 202 plus 252, okay? And you also have a health 187 plus 123. So in terms of defense, you're seeing that 202 plus 252, which is slightly more than 100%, okay? And when you compare to health, 187 plus 123 only. So 123 is smaller than 187. So the percentage increase for your health is definitely less than 100%. So where do you get this additional stat here? Okay. So that is where you have to go and look at your city, right? The stat here. So for the stat increase, for your city, for infantry player, you gain 125% increase, right? You gain a lot. You gain 70% from technology. You gain 15% from alliance technology. You can just ignore some of these. The Holy Side also gave a lot more defense as well. The VIP also gave more defense. So 125% defense. When you compare with health, okay, health is only 66%, right? Special team, technology, building, holy site, only 5%, VIP 5%. Okay. So this is alone. This alone. So let's say for every point, every stat you get in infantry defense, right? One stat in defense, you're going to get 1.25 additional stat. That is without anything else, just like your basic of your city. Every additional stat in your infantry health, you only get 0.6, right? So 1.25 compared to 0.6 additional. So you already gain more defense whenever you gain that additional stat. Okay, so that is one thing. The second thing is that if you're looking at the infantry equipment, okay, if you're looking at infantry equipment, a lot of our equipment gave additional defense increase. Okay, so for the helmet here, I'm getting 14 defense increase. For the hope cloak here, I'm getting 16% defense increase. For the glove here, I'm getting 7.5% defense increase. For the boots here, I'm getting 7.5% defense increase as well. A lot of defense increase. Some of you guys might opt in for either the KvK humility for additional 8% health, or some of you guys might go with it one here, gain more attack, or a lot of you guys might even go with that Eternal Empire. Right? This one right here. Eternal 9, my mistake, not Eternal Empire, Eternal 9, okay? This one even give you more defense as well. So when you're taking into consideration for the equipment, infantry gain a lot of defense increase, right? And let's go into expedition here real quick. Maybe I can pick one of the commander pair here. Let's say if I go with Chormetal and let's say Hero, yeah. Let's go with Chormetal and Hero here. Look at the stat increase here. Infantry defense 203%. Okay. Infantry health 98%. Right. So every point I get in defense, I'm getting 2 additional more point. Okay. And every point in health, I'm only getting 1. Right. So double is a bonus when you getting more base base defense stat increase. Okay. So that is one thing. So that is why I prefer more defense based stats over health. And so that is why, right? So that is why I pick Rome, right? Because of that slightly higher base defense increase. Okay. So now we gotta try to compare the infantry unit. We're going to compare the infantry unit from Rome, and we're going to compare with the infantry unit from Ottoman Empire. So you can see right here, the infantry defense that I am getting from Rome is 202 plus 252. Right, 202 plus 252, which is a total of 454. Okay. And when you compare with Ottoman Empire infantry, right? Ottoman Empire infantry only 192 plus 230. Which gave me a total of 422. Okay, so if you getting 454 minus 422, I'm getting 32 more. I'm getting 32 more defense, and not 10, not just 10, right? So like when you're making the switch from Ottoman Empire to Rome, you might think that all you get is just a little bit of like 10 more defense. That might some of you might think it doesn't mean anything, but in the reality, it gave you a lot more. It gave you 32 more defense. Okay, and this is without equipment. Infantry equipment here. When you talking about when I'm gonna bring commanders that gave me more defense, when I'm wearing legendary equipment that gave me more defense, I am looking at 55 to 60 more defense. And that is why it make a huge difference. Huge difference when you play an infantry civilization that have a lot of defense compared to someone that like compared to Ottoman Empire, which does not have it, right? So that is the reason why, like when I will use Ottoman Empire in this KvK, and I was running mostly infantry, and man, I feel like my infantry march is so weak. You know why? Because I'm missing out on those freaking 50 to 60 defense stats. I'm not gonna lie, okay? It make a huge difference, right? When you getting that, when you taking that for let's say 50, okay? 50 minus 50 divide for the total of like 454, okay? That is a 13. You're missing out on like almost 13% stats right there overall. 13% stat overall, not like a 13% stat increase on your base stat. It's like an overall stat missing, okay? And if you're taking like that 50 divide for 202, right? Which is a base stat defense. 50 divide 202. That is a 25% stat increase on the base stat. So I am missing out on 25% stat increase just because I was running Ottoman Empire infantry. And I can feel it. Like every battle that I've been to, I can feel that my infantry is definitely not perform as well as when I was in Viking. Like it just feel like I'm so weak. My infantry march is just so weak. So that is the reason why I want to go back to infantry. If I want to be an infantry focused player, if I'm going to run a lot of infantry marches on the field, I need an infantry civilization because it's too big of like a stats increase that I was missing out. And like I could have go back to Viking, but I prefer Rome now, right? Because of that defense, because that additional 10 defense that I'm going to get. It's a lot. Like if you think about it, it's a lot. When you add them all up, when you count in all that percentage increase from your equipment, from your technology, man, it's huge. It's some of you guys might think it's just a little, but oh my god, it can be a huge impact on your march. So I will definitely continue to fight in this KvK using Rome. And I'm gonna make another video after this KvK to tell you guys the difference. But I was running Ottoman Empire. I was running Ottoman Empire and I was running 4 infantry. And man, I was losing. I don't know, man. Like I have a very decent equipment, and I was not doing very well in this KvK in terms of like trade off against some of the player from 2369, and man, they not been that good. I'm not gonna lie, like, they okay player, right? And these guys don't even have a max crystal tech, and I would like a lot of time my trade off were like, oh my god, is it for real? I was questioning myself on a lot of the battle report. I mean, man, my infantry is not doing well, or what's going on here? And I was like, oh my god, it gotta be the Ottoman Empire. And another reason why I want to go back to Rome is that because of the new infantry commander coming out, right? Scipio, right? Legendary, right? He's from Rome as well. So I want to main him, you know? I want to main Scipio next, right? He gonna be representing. Right? What better way to using Scipio by using his own civilization as well, right? So Rome, Scipio, epic here, but soon enough we're going to have a legendary Scipio. Anyway, guys, I hope I explained well for you guys why I make the switch back to Rome. And I hope you guys looking and hopefully I can make a follow-up videos at the end of this KvK to tell you guys if it make a huge impact or not on my performance in fighting, right? And thanks again for watching the video, guys. Peace.